God made the light, the water, the sky. He called out the land, the trees that grow high. God hung the sun, the moon, and the stars, galaxies, comets, Jupiter, Mars. Next, God made birds and fish in the seas, lizards and llamas and cute chimpanzees. Lastly, God picked up some dirt from the land, and with it he formed in his image a man. He made for man a helper and wife and gave them a garden with his tree of life. The man's name was Adam, and Eve was his bride. God was their friend, and they walked by his side. God gave them just one rule to follow. He said there was one fruit that they shouldn't swallow. Along came a serpent to tempt and deceive. He lied about God as he whispered to Eve. He told her to taste the fruit, shiny and bright. She did, and she turned to give Adam a bite. From that moment on, things were never the same. The whole world was filled up with sadness and shame. Everything scary began that dark day, when people decided to go their own way. So now you and I and everyone else break God's commands and serve only ourselves. We deserve to be punished for all of our sin, because we ignored him again and again. God knew this would happen before time began. To rescue his people was always his plan. Because of his love, he sent Jesus, his son, who took on himself all the wrong that we've done. Although he was God, he became just like us. He got hungry and tired, but he didn't fuss. He always obeyed, and he did what was right. He loved God the Father with heart, soul, and might. Yes, Jesus was perfect right up to the end, when he was arrested, betrayed by a friend, nailed to a cross where he suffered and died. He was mocked as he hung like the thieves by his side. Punished by God for the bad things we do, he died in our place so that we could be new. Jesus is God, so death couldn't win. Instead, he beat death and overcame sin. So after 3 days, he rose from the dead. He walked, and he talked, and he even ate bread. He promised to send us a helper to guide. And then he went up to heaven to sit at God's side. Now each one who trusts in Christ Jesus alone is forgiven of sin and made one of God's own. The helper, the Spirit, is changing our hearts to make us like Jesus, who set us apart. His life makes us righteous. His death sets us free. His rising and reign give us hope perfectly. He's praying for us and preparing a place where we will live forever with the God of all grace.